Hello, let's invite people muna sa maganda pag-uusapan natin ngayon. One of the most frequently asked questions sa akin. So let's somehow make sense of this issue. Sige, hintayin mo natin yung iba. 5, 4. We will discuss the 614 principle. And then yung one question I got from you about productivity. How do you make yourself productive? And then you can ask one question for this matter. Okay? Any question na gusto nyong magkaroon ng kaliwanagan? Eleven. Sige, tumatong ng 15, let's start. Okay, spread the word. I'll discuss yung tanong, okay lang ba ang isang Christian single ay makipagrelasyon sa isang unbeliever? Hello, Miss Jan. First time to see you on FB Live. Well, I'm making myself productive. At I would have my FB Live na hindi ganun katagal. Very concise ang aking engagement. Kasi I'm now in the middle of writing. At maraming mga nagtatanong. So this is my way of answering their questions. No? Okay? So, isa na lang. Alright, let's start. 15 na yung nasa feed natin. Isa sa mga madalas itanong sa akin ay ito. Pastor, okay lang bang makipagrelasyon sa hindi Christian kasi mabait naman, maayos naman ang buhay, matalino, at minsan mas matitino pa kaysa sa nasa loob ng church? Well, legitimate yung kanilang mga concern dahil talaga namang gusto nila ng isang matinong partner. Pero balikan na natin yung question. Yung laging sinasabi sa akin, is it okay to have a relationship with an unbeliever? Okay, define muna natin yung unbeliever para mas malinaw, okay? So when you talk of unbeliever, ito yung mga walang relasyon sa Panginoon, yung sinasabi natin na walang amor sa Diyos, those who are not born again, kasi marami nagsasabi born again sila, no? Pero yung hindi spiritually regenerated, nabubuhay sa mundo, at sabi ni Paul sa Ephesians chapter 1, no? Yung mga captives of their own desires and sinful tendencies. So ayun yung sinasabi nating unbeliever dito, mga kapatid, para mas malinaw. That's why I don't want to define unbeliever in terms of religion. Kasi religion by its essence ay exclusive. Pag sabing exclusive siya, meron siyang mga credo, mga doctrinal stances, at itong ating minsan pinag-aawayan. Kasi may mga pananampalataya na maaaring hindi pareho ng, I would say, ng mga pangalan o ng mga traditions. Pero in one way or another, values-wise, they would have the same values. Anyway, meron tayong deeper discussion about that. No? Basta I'll define unbeliever as mga tao, simply put, mga walang relasyon sa Panginoon. Okay? So, ang tanong, okay lang ba ang isang Christian? Okay, ang definition natin ng Christian, may relasyon kay Lord, anak ng Diyos, nagsuko ng buhay kay Lord, talagang, I would say, talagang ang buhay niya, inaalay niya sa Panginoon. That's Christian. Yung kanyang faith, nakatungtong sa Panginoon, it's not by works, it's only by the pure grace of God. That's biblical Christianity, okay? At ang kanyang priority, basically, I assume, ay ang relasyon niya sa Panginoon. So, I would like to start the discussion with this. When you ask that question, you always ask this, with one thing in mind. What do you really want? So, start with the end in mind. Ang aking gustong maging take-off point ninyo when you want to discuss this is, ano ba yung puntahan ng relasyon? At alam natin, as Christians, we believe in marriage. A marriage that is not contractual, not is hindi lang base sa papel, kundi covenantal, na base sa relasyon natin sa Panginoon. So, tatlong partido, si Lord na nasa taas, tayo yung nasa dalawang sides, At you know the analogy, as we continue to be with each other and with the Lord, magiging matatag ang relasyon. That's what I call marriage, biblical marriage. Ang tanong basically is this: how do you define marriage? Well, the Bible tells us that marriage is all about oneness. Okay? So saying oneness, unity. In different areas of your life. Physical, emotional, social, spiritual, even economical, fiscal, or money-wise, lahat. Kasi you cannot have a fulfilling marriage kapag may kulang sa mga areas na yun ng buhay natin. That's why, my next book, so ito yung sinusulat ko ngayon, yung Sana All, would tackle different relationships, parang actuations, at paano tayo magmamahal sa different domains of our lives, physical, emotional, kaya sana all, so holistic loving. That's how I define, basically, ang marriage. It's holistic. So, ang tanong ko basically is this: how would you see relationship leading to marriage with one party in the relationship na hindi mo katulad? So, food for thought sa inyo yan. At ito pa. You have to understand that dating per se is a modern invention. 1900s na nangyari yan. Marriage and betrothal have been the norm mula pa ng panahon ng ating ninuno, sila Abraham. Kapag nagkakaroon ng relasyon ng dalawa, babae at lalaki, hindi sila nangliligaw, trip-trip lang. When they get into a relationship, they would have marriage in mind. So, I hope you understand that. I'm just laying down points here muna para at least maintindihan nyo saan ako nanggagaling. But overall, ang sagot ay ito. Anong sinasabi ng Biblia when it comes to having a relationship with unbeliever? Well, I already cited this in my books. Whites, yung Labstrak Love Mo Siya, Sure Ka Ba? Single, Siya Na Ba? And also yung aking sa Green, in 3rd edition. We have this text, 2 Corinthians 6:14. Basahin lang natin sa dali. Meron pa ako mga isaside ng verses para you to understand. Okay, sabi dito, do not be yoked together with unbelievers, for what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? What harmony is there between Christ and Belial, the false god, ng mga Corinthians? What does a believer have in common with unbeliever? What agreement is there between the temple of God and idols? For we are the temple of the living God, and God has said, I will live with them and walk among them, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. Therefore come out from them and be separate, says the Lord. Touch no unclean thing, and I will receive you. Well, in particular, ang context nito, the Corinthians are so enmeshed sa secular culture ng ng kanilang bayan that they practice different kinds of worship. May sexual worship sa temple, at iba-iba pang mga practices. Corinthians are basically gifted people. Kaya dyan diniscuss po ng spiritual gifts. Pero problema ito, despite all the giftings, yung holiness wala pa. So anong ating nakikita dito? The principle behind it. The principle na sinabi ni Paul is this: you are called to be pure, to be holy, to be separate, or separated from the world. Ang tanong, how do you practice it? So sinabi niyo ito, do not be yoked with unbelievers. Take note nyo to. Pag sabing unbelievers, yung walang pagmamahal sa Diyos, hindi nag-aalay ng buhay sa Diyos. At ito pa, hindi sinasabi ni Paul dito, huwag tayo makipag-interact sa mga unbelievers. Ang sinasabi ni Paul, yung intimate relasyon, ay ang babantayan natin. Kasi, yung analogy niya is yoke. Pag sabing yoke, well, you will be referring to the Deuteronomy commandment na kapag daw magtatanim, huwag pagsasabayin ang ox, pati ang donkey. No? That is from Deuteronomy chapter 22. Okay? So, ano siya sabi ni Paul? Kasi magkakaroon ng tensyon. Masyadong mahina yung isa, masyadong malakas, kakalat ka rin na malakas yung mahina. At kung sakaling mabait yung malakas, mapapabagal siya ng mahina. And also, sabi ni Lord, Matthew 11:29, anong yoke ang isusot natin, ilalagay natin? That is the yoke of the Lord, siya yun. Yung yoke ni Lord, siya dapat ang manguna sa atin, siya dapat ang kasama natin. So first and foremost, Christians should wear the yoke of Christ, not the yoke of anybody else or anyone else. Kaya ang akin masasabi, when you talk of being equally yoked with unbeliever, hindi sinasabi dito basically yung pakikipag-interact sa mga unbeliever. Ang sinasabi dito ay yung intimate journey with them that would compromise your love for the Lord. Okay? So define natin yan. Okay, just to give another biblical text dito, no? Well, the Old Testament would have so many texts sa bagay na ito, especially when the Israelites would like to conquer the promised land. Ano sinabi ni Joshua? You can read this, Joshua chapter 23, no? Sabi niya, Joshua chapter 23, 11 to 13. So be very careful to love the Lord your God, but if you turn away and ally yourselves with the survivors of these nations that remain among you, kasi anong nangyari, nasakop nila, siyempre meron pa rin mga natira, maaaring yung mga warrior lang ang napatay nila, pero may mga babae pa na natira. If you intermarry with them and associate with them, then you may be sure that the Lord your God will no longer drive out these nations before you. Instead, they will become, ito matinding analogy, snares and traps for you, whips on your backs, and thorn in your eyes until you perish from this good land, which the Lord your God has given you. Basically, anong purpose ni Lord? Ang mga Israelita, dinaan ni Lord sa ilang to purify them kasi they came from Egypt, right? At yung kanyang mga practices, yung kanilang mga habits masasama, mga pasaway yung mga Israelita. We know that in the Bible, no? Mareklamo. Sila yung mga ancient reklamador. At dumaan sila sa ilang, sa disyerto, kasi a holy people can only enter, those who can only enter the promised land. That is the Holy Land. So, first principle ng Panginoon, I want you to be separated. I want you to be holy. At hindi kayo pwedeng mahaluan na hindi mabuti, hindi malinis, hindi banal. So, the principalizing bridge, well, if you do your hermeneutics, is kung ganun ang prinsipyo ng Panginoon ng Old Testament, we can apply also sa ating buhay. I'm just saying, stating some facts there, no? Bakit? Kailangan malinaw ito kasi ang issue ng pakikipagrelasyon sa unbeliever, meron na tayo mga biblical precedents na kailangan nating matutunan. Lalakaran na lang natin. Huwag nyo na i-reject. Kasi many people would approach me kasi sabihin, di pastor, kasi meron naman kaming naging relasyon, unbeliever sa simula, pero ano namin sa Panginoon, naakay. It's true. It's okay. Well and good for you. Pero still, it's an exception rather than the rule. So sabi exception rather than the rule, hindi yun ang tama per se. Nagkataon that you fix something, no? At hindi yan pwedeng i-recommend in a way kasi that could be so dangerous. Hindi ibig sabihin na nag-work sa inyo, it's the will of God. Okay? Ulitin ko yun. Hindi ko mo nag-work sa inyo, it's the will of God. At meron pa ako mamaya itatanong. Dahan-dahan lang. I'm getting ahead of myself, no? Ito yan. Another example would be si King Solomon. You know that 1 Kings chapter 11 and then also Samson, no, sa book of Judges. Okay. Ano sinasabi natin? Let's be more practical here. When you talk of having a relationship with unbeliever, meron akong mga gustong itanong sa mga gustong sumubok nito. No? Una, the ultimate question is this. Gaano mo pinahalagahan ang intimacy mo at ang relasyon mo sa Panginoon? That's the first question. Bakit ko natanong yan? Kasi once na nakipagrelasyon ka sa unbeliever, it could somehow have an impact sa nature, sa quality, sa intensity, sa depth, at sa uri ng relasyon mo sa Panginoon ngayon. I'll give you one example. May lumapit sa akin, isang maestra. Malalim siya sa Panginoon nung siya nasa kolehiyo. dahil may unmet emotional needs siya, nakipagrelasyon siya sa isang unbeliever, then nabuntis siya. Ano nangyari? Nagkaroon sila ng anak, pero nung sila yung kanyang anak ay lumalaki na, gusto niyang maging malapit sa Panginoon, kaya dinadala niya saan? Sa kanilang church, sa isang mega church. Pero ang tanong ito, ang kanyang asawa ayaw pumunta dun sa mega church na Christian. No? Ang punto, nakikipagtalo siya ngayon sa asawa niya. Anong nangyari? Nagtanong yung kanyang anak. Sabi, Nay, saan mo ba talaga ang ating church? Kasi nagkakaroon ng nagpipingpong yung anak. Minsan sa church ng asawa, minsan sa church niya. Okay. Meron akong mga bagay na gusto sa inyong paalala. When you want to analyze the issue, number 1, yung issue ng master. Tandaan nyo itong mga M tsaka D. M's tsaka D. Number 1, master. Sino ang master nyong dalawa? Mahirap na magkahiwalay kayo ng sinusundan. Okay? Ang mga Christians, ang master natin si Jesus. Well, mahirap ang pakinggan ito, pero ang mga unbeliever, ang master nila, yung other side. No? Sabi nga ni Lord, no? Sa isang kanyang enkwentro sa mga Pariseyo, your father is not the father of Abraham, your father is the devil. No? Masakit pakinggan, no? Basically. So, ano magiging sitwasyon kapag magkaiba kayo ng master? Magkaiba kayo ng allegiance. So, ano magiging sitwasyon natin? Hindi pwedeng magsama ang children of God and children of the dark side. Nagkikit siya mga kapatid. Bakit? Kasi ito pa, isa pa. Yung isa master, no? Number 2. Diyan papasok ang pagkakaiba nyo ng mission or purpose sa buhay. Kasi once ang master ninyo ay ang inyong sinusunod, ang master nyo magdidikta kung anong mission nyo sa buhay. Nagkikit siya mga kapatid. So, your mission and purpose would be defined by your master. At ito pa, your manual of morality and manual of values, the third M. Once na may master kayo, may expectation sa inyo yan. May rules yan. That will define your mission, and then, ano ngayon yung magiging manual of values ninyo? Well, as for Christians, we have the Bible with us. But the problem is this, kapag hindi ka Christian, anong manual mo? That's why may clash of worldviews, values, behavior, disciplines. Another instance, I'll give you. May isang lumapit sa akin kasi siya ay Christian na. Lalim siya sa Panginoon for the past how many years na talaga siyang umating sa service. Yung kanyang asawa, well, dito nagtanong siya kasi nalito siya, ay nanalo sa loto. Malaki-laki siguro, mga 30,000. I forgot. Ang tanong niya sa akin, Pastor, di ba dapat kaming mag-asawa ay nagtatights? So ang tanong basically is this, kailangan bang pilitin natin mag-tights ang kanyang asawa? Sabi ko sa kanya ganito, hindi mo pwedeng pilitin yung asawa mag-tights kung ayaw niya. Bakit? Kasi in the first place, hindi pa siya naniniwala sa prinsipyo ng Biblia about tithing. Well, perhaps, siguro kung bibigyan ka niya, yung ibibigay sa'yo ay ng tights mo. No? Pero you cannot expect an unbeliever to behave like a Christian. Okay? So, again, this is in the context na ng pag-aasawa, mga kapatid. Kaya nga, I would say, na hanggat kaya pang i-correct ang mga relasyon, correct it. Okay? Bagaman, sabi nga ng Biblia, you can do whatever you want. Everything is permissible, but not everything would be beneficial to you. Ang tanong sa akin, simpleng sagot ko lang, sabi ko, pwede kang magkaroon ng relasyon sa unbeliever. That's for sure, yes. Pero ito ba'y recommended ng Biblia? Well, the Bible tells us no. It's not. Hindi siya recommended. But you can do so. Kasi may tension at mayroong mga implikasyon yan. So, you remember the tatlong M. Master, your mission, and manual of values. Kasi itong tatlo na to, magdidikta ng iyong desires at ng iyong dreams. Yung dalawang D na yun. Kasi kung ang iyong sinusundan, you want to please God, yun ang magdidikta kung ano yung mga hahangarin mo sa buhay. Okay? At ito pa, pareho ba kayo ng destination? Sa ating Christians, our citizenship is in heaven, at ang destination natin sa piling ng Diyos. I don't think naman magiging masaya kayo kung magkaiba kayo ng destination pag kayo pumanaw sa mundong ibabaw. So, I would like you to take note of this kasi bakit? Marami kasi na pinipilit nila na okay lang. Sagot ko naman, okay lang yan kasi you have the freedom. Pero does the Bible recommend it? Well, I would tell you this, categorically, no. No? At mamaya, pag-usapan natin, paano kung nandun ako sa sitwasyon na yan? Hinay-hinay lang. I like to cite this verse. Mahalaga ito. You can read this. 1 Corinthians chapter 7:39. Still, bago isulat ni Paul yung 2 Corinthians 6:14, nag-recommend muna siya dun sa mga balo, no? Kung anong gagawin nila kung gusto nila mag-asawa. Ito, basahin nyo ng dahan-dahan, ha? At I will read this. Take note nyo to. Sabi ni Paul, a woman is bound to her husband as long as he lives. Okay, hindi ka pwedeng mag-asawa habang buhay ang iyong asawa. That's adultery. But if her husband dies, yan, pag namatay na, she is free to marry anyone she wishes. Pero may qualification. But he must belong to the Lord. See the point? Kahit yung balo na, kahit na yung meron ng napangasawa before, still, ang sabi ni Paul, kung kayo yung mag-aasawa ulit, kailangan nasa Panginoon. So I hope you understand the principle. Bakit? Mga kapatid, master, mission, manual, desires, and then destination. Okay? So, iba pa mga practical consideration natin, child rearing practices. Maaaring magkaiba kayo ng values sa pagpapalaki ng bata. Although may elemento dito ng parenting seminar na pag-aaralan ito. At ang isa pang malungkot, kapag kayo magkaiba ng pananampalataya, kung pareho kayong seryoso sa inyong pananampalataya, again, the principle of marriage, oneness, instead of you growing together, you would grow apart. Bakit? Pareho kayong seryoso eh. So, kunyari, isang example, hindi tayo mabanggit ng mga reliyon. May isang reliyon, masyadong madasalin every now and then. Ikaw, ibang way ng pagdadasal mo. Siya active na active sa ministry, siya hindi na masyadong active. So, ang punto ito, when you have different faiths, you can grow apart. And it's not really good sa mag-asawa, in a sense. Well, some people would tell you, liberal thinkers would tell you, individuality would be showcased. Pero again, kaya sinimulan ko sa decision na, how do you define marriage? Tinanong ko muna kayo. I define marriage as oneness in different areas of your life. So, yung spirituality, minsan ay nakakalimutan na maraming mag-asawa. Okay? So, pero again, yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, it's not a matter sa mga may asawa na hihiwalayan mo kasi hindi kayo para ng pananampalataya. Kasi for 1 Corinthians chapter 7, pag kayo may asawa na unbeliever, hindi nyo pwedeng hiwalayan yan kasi that would be sinful sa mata ng Panginoon. Ang sabi ng 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14, kung kayo believer, your husband or wife would become, sabi dito, sanctified, not really justified, sanctified kasi you have become one in the sight of God. Kaya nga, patuloy yung panalangin ng inyong asawa, hindi pa nakakalala sa Panginoon, at I believe, makakasama nyo rin sa inyong pag-worship sa Panginoon. Okay? So, ang tanong, ito na, I will end this section with this. Paano ngayon, Pastor? Meron akong karelasyon na hindi believer. Anong gagawin ko? I want to follow the Lord. I already wrote this in Love Struck Wife. Sabi ko ganito. Give yourself time to minister to your partner. Okay? At you let him or her make a decision to follow the Lord as you do. Kasi may mga relasyon na magsimula kayo unbeliever, din isa nakakilala. So ngayon, tanungin mo siya, would you like to journey with me with the Lord? So, ikaw magsasabi, I think 1 year is enough for you to decide kung you would stay in the relationship or not. That's my recommendation. There's no fast and hard rule about this, no? Recommendation ko lang yan. Kasi, I think kung papahabain nyo pa, baka mas lalong lumalim ang emotional attachment, mas mahirap kumalas, no? Kung kailangan, pero nahirapan ka kasi attach ka na sa kanya. So, anong sinasabi ko? Hindi mo kailangang hiwalayan right there and then, immediately. Pray for it. Minister to your partner. Kung nasa ka nag-church, isama mo siya. Pero if you think, kung talagang wala siyang kaamor-amor sa Diyos, well, you must make the painful but righteous decision. and pray that God would give you that wisdom and strength. Okay? That's my recommendation. Ano kung bakit? Kasi eventually, it would have an implication sa iyong paglakad sa Panginoon. Kung seryoso ka sa relasyon mo sa Panginoon, ang mangyayari dyan, lalalim ka, siya ayaw niya sa Panginoon, kumaga either magalit siya sa iyo kasi nauuna mo si Lord sa buhay mo, o kaya ikaw ang sumunod sa kanya kasi you want to please him or her. Okay? So, ang tanong ko lang, again, the ultimate question is this. Gaano ka kaseryoso sa Panginoon? Gaano mo kamahal ang Panginoon at sa totem pole of priorities mo, saan si Lord doon? So, ba nasa top o nasa pangalawa, pangatlo? That's the basic, I would say, barometer that would define your answer to this question. Okay lang ba makipagrelasyon kahit unbeliever? Again, it's your decision if you like to pursue it. But I would say it's not recommended by the Bible if you're really serious about your walk with the Lord. Okay? So, mahaba-haba na yan. So, may tanong ba kayo? Well, I would answer another question. If you have a question, i-PM nyo lang. Okay? So, I'd like to acknowledge ang ating mga friends na nag-comment. Miss Kyren. Okay? Daming tinaga. Reggie. Hey, Brother Ronald, ano church nyo? My church is Generation 316 Ministries. You can visit our page sa Pasig. Okay? Nagtag si IMM. Daming tinaga. Maraming gusto makarinig. I'll put, kapag sinare ko to, yung link sa isang Lovestruck Radio episode namin about this. And then, hello Aisa, Mugnot, April. Okay? So, the second question is this. May tanong kasi ito. Si Jeric, sabi niya, what makes you productive, pastor? Ano ang mga habits ang kailangan ng isang Christian to improve and how? Well, kaya tanggalin natin yung label ng Christian. What makes me productive? Siguro bigyan ko lang kayo ng tatlong bagay. Una, may goals ako. Meron akong gustong mangyari. Hindi ka pwede maging productive kung wala kang target. For instance, ngayon, I'm writing a book, my next book. So that would have 7 chapters. Nalagay ko sa utak ko, kailangan per week makasulat ako ng isang chapter. Okay? Isang chapter. At gagawin kong lahat para matupad yon. Ayun ang goal ko. Kasabay ng pagsaset mo ng goal, pangalawa, disiplina. And when you talk of discipline, ganito yan. Wala kang ibang gagawin unless may kinalaman dun sa goal mo. So, nagsusuot ako ngayon, so anong mga hindi ko gagawin? Okay, well, may panahon ako manood ng mga movies. Okay? Pero may panahon ako na wala akong movies. May panahon ako na wala akong distraction. Sarado TV, ang aking kaharap lang would be my books, references, and then yung aking manuscript. That's it. And then prayer. So, again, goals, discipline, and then pinakahuli siguro, I would say, this is the word that you don't usually hear, no? Grit. Yung grit, G-R-I-T. Ang sabing G-R-I-T, ito yan. Yung temerity mo, yung tigas ng kalooban para tapusin yung goal mo. Kasi once na hindi kayo naging dedicated, committed sa gusto nyong gawin, you always go back to zero. Okay? Usually sa akin bilang pastor, ang madalas kumakain ng aking oras ay preaching, teaching, discipleship. No? Kasi yung mga visitation naman, mga special occasion yan, hindi siya ganun ka-demanding. Pero yung aking study of the word, yung discipleship classes ko sa mga staff ko, yun ang madalas kumakain. Kaya, meron akong schedule kung kailan ako sasagot sa Facebook, ang dami kasi nagtatanong. Hindi ko pwede sagutin lahat yun. Pagpaumanin nyo mga kapatid, kung kayo may hindi ko nasagot, may mga time talaga na hindi ko talaga sinasagot kasi wala akong time. Okay, so that's one. At ito, you have to understand, yung pagiging idle is sometimes not bad naman. Kasi yung idleness could also be a form of rest. So huwag niyong kalilimutan yung pagpapahinga. Why? Kasi hindi po pwede na wala kayong pahinga. Hindi nyo ma-access yung kaibuturan ng inyong kaluluwa, yung emotion ninyo pag pagod kayo. Kaya mapapansin nyo, pag pagod kayo, wala. Kahit anong pilit ninyo, hindi nyo kayang tapusin ng isang bagay. Okay? So, yun ang ilang tips ko, no? To be productive. May goal kayo lagi. Okay? So, anong tanong? Hello, Jade. Thank you, Pass. I denoted. Jaira. Hello, Jaira. Okay. Si Mark ba? O Mac. Hi, Pastor. Can you give us practical ways on how to move on from this kind of relationship? Na okay naman ang relationship namin. Okay siya respectful. Pero di siya, check ko lang. Di siya Christian. Yun na lang kulang. Pero together relationship. Okay. The truth of the matter is, mahirap talagang mag-move on, lalo na if you already develop yung deep emotional attachment. Kasi in one way or another, you already created this codependency. You can remain friends, but you have to be more distinct and more clear about your values. May mga bagay na pinabibitawan si Lord, pero it's all worth it, no? Pag sabing it's all worth it, kasi you want to please God first and foremost, at hindi mo nakikita yung relasyon that would help you and would somehow be beneficial to you sa yung pananampalataya. Ang totoo niyan, for you to move on, surround yourself with positive people. I really suggest in the early stage na pag-move on, ikat niyo yung communication. Kasi once mag-flip-flop kayo, ayoko na. Tapos biglang sumagot kayo, nag-text na naman. So, nandun na naman ulit. So, pag hindi consistent ang pag-move on, masalo kayo mahihirapan. And I really suggest that you surround yourself with your church community, lagi may kinakausap, at ito, if you can do prayer and fasting, it's between you and the Lord, mas maigi. Ano kung bakit? Ang magpapaunawa sa iyo ng naging decision mo, honestly, hindi ibang tao, kundi ang Panginoon. I believe that God can see you through. Mahalaga na you have this intimate conversations with the Lord. Sit with your emotions. Acknowledge it. Huwag mo i-deny na mahal mo pa siya. No? May isa ako naging prayer nun. Well, mayroon ako mga emotional entanglements na hindi maganda. Sabi ko kay Lord, minsan dumadating ito na hindi natural. At ang sinasabi ko lang sa Panginoon, Lord, pakitanggal nito kasi hindi ko kaya. So, yung words of surrender and act of submission, that would be good for you. Kasi hindi ikaw ang mag-overcome ng mga emosyon na hindi maganda. It's only through the work of the Holy Spirit through you na ma-overcome mo yan, kapatid. Okay? So, may tanong pa ba? Wala na. Sige, I'll wait for 2 minutes pa. Kasi ang balik ko na, mga 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. Kasi I have an online meeting mamaya. At announce ko lang, I'm now doing yung aking online seminar about non-fiction writing. If you're interested, PM me. We will do that through Jitsi. You know, Jitsi, yung katulad ng Zoom. I'll give you the link kung saan kayo papasok na room. This is my contribution to those who would like to write. Kahit vlog lang muna. At let's spread the love of the Lord and yung skill gamitin natin to inspire people. No? So this is free. I usually do this with a fee. And I also have this training group, no, yung Young Ezra. Kung interesado kayo, just PM me and then I'll give you the link. Ang meeting natin between tomorrow hanggang Wednesday. Pero wala pang final. No? Pero 1 p.m. onwards. Okay? May tanong pa ba kayo? I'll wait for 1 minute. Meron ba? Salamat, Vlad Pedragosa. So again, 9 p.m. I'll go online. Ang sasagutin ko naman mamaya ito. Kasi marami nagtanong sa akin. Okay, nga ko sagutin yung tanong. About yung mga overthinker, no? Yung paano mamamanage yung utak. Yung masyadong maraming iniisip, maraming mga bagay na pumapasok sa utak na di maganda. I'll answer that mamaya 9 p.m. Usap tayo. Okay, hello Pastor. We are not okay ng partner ko. Unbeliever siya before but I was able to invite him to church. And kailangan mabasa. and was baptized. He is also in the process of life class, pero minsan, cause of argument pa rin namin, okay, pa lang, pa rin namin, okay, faith, like the prayer and fasting, he doesn't seem to understand. I'm really confused kung siya ba ang God's will or should let go. Okay, ganito yan. As I said, you have to have an accountability when the person already decided to journey with you. Ang rule ito ha, I don't recommend yung biglang kalas. Okay, sabing biglang kalas unless matter of life and death, no? Exceptional cases to, no? Hypothetical. Pag sabing biglang kalas, kasi you also consider the person as an object of God's grace. Pero merong minsan mga desisyon na kailangan kumalas na kasi hindi na healthy sa relasyon natin sa Panginoon. So, kung nasa church na siya, ito na yung pagkakataon para i-involve nyo na yung community. Natulungan kayo, may mag-mentor sa kanya. I suggest ito ha. Hindi pareho kayo ng mentor o discipler. Yung lalaki ang mag-mentor sa kanya, isang adult na discipler, ikaw magpa-mentor ka sa iba. Kasi madalas na